Bob and Gigi's True Crime Podcast, Season 1, Episode 1, Tonya and Nancy. Grant, Gigi, how are you?
Well, I showed up.
Well, I'm glad that you showed up. Now, let me ask you, Tonya and Nancy. Tell me what you know about Tonya and Nancy.
I have no clue who those people are.
Yeah,
Nancy
no
Pelosi?
It
what are we
is not
talking?
Nancy Pelosi or Nancy Pelosi. You're right. That is not her. If you had lived during the 1990s, you would know who. Well, if you'd been.
Well, I'm sadly did not. But
okay.
continue.
Well, Tonya and Nancy. By golly, huge case. Affected the nation. Everybody knew about it. It was incredible. We're talking January the 6th, 1994. January the 6th, 1994. This is the audio of what had happened on that day.
It sounds like a horror movie, I'm not gonna lie.
And that's Nancy Kerrigan.
It sounds like a horror movie.
It sounds like the horror movie Scream from like 1993. You're right, Gigi. It's actually Nancy Kerrigan. And that was after she had been assaulted. And she had been assaulted in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, shocker. You get assaulted in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, all you fine people from Michigan, we apologize currently for the inconsequential remarks of my co-host here, Gigi.
They'll from Detroit to Michigan,
go Lions,
so they'll
go
come
Tigers,
shoot us.
go Pistons, love you Wolverines. Here we go. Okay, no, seriously. Okay, so Nancy Kerrigan has been assaulted in a skating arena. Now, it's very important if you're going to study the case of Tonya and Nancy, you have to understand the times and what was happening. So, we're going to begin with saying, follow the money. In almost all of these situations where you have a conspiracy or you have some type of crime, it's usually a matter of follow the money. That will show you right to the perpetrator. This, of course, if this was a movie, you wouldn't watch it. And if it was a book, you wouldn't read it, because there is no way that something as stupid as this could possibly happen in our great nation. But let us continue. Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy Kerrigan is our first character. She is from Massachusetts, outside of Boston. Middle-class family. Mom and dad are together. They have just enough money to get her skating lessons. Nancy is tall. She is gazelle-like. If I were to give her a character from the animal kingdom, she would be a gazelle. Graceful, beautiful skater. Not overly athletic, but able to do all the moves. Very easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Brunette. Shapely. All of those things that you look for in a skating princess. And America loved her. I'm going to tell you right now, America loved Nancy Kerrigan. In 1991 and 1992, she won the bronze medal at the World Championships and the Winter Olympics in those 2 years. In 1992 and 1994, she won silvers. First at the World Championships, and then in 1994 in Lillehammer, Norway, she won the silver medal. Do you know what the silver medal means, Grant?
It is the second place medal for the Olympics.
Of all these people on the face of the earth, you are far and away the second best skater there ever was.
Could you imagine coming into your hometown and saying, I'm the second best skater, as long as that Jack doesn't... Yes, Jack doesn't come in here, I am the best.
You're the best as long as Tom Brady doesn't show up and ruin your day.
Yes.
I understand your
As the first place, I'd make sure I lived near the second place. That way they couldn't call themselves the first place.
That would be cool. I would live right next door.
Yeah.
Continuously hound this. Oh, that blends right into our story. Oh my God. We had this Nancy Kerrigan, the Ice Princess. And Nancy actually has never really won. This is before she had won the silver medal in Lillehammer. She already had endorsements. She was already making money. Campbell's Soup was giving her money to sponsor their soup. Revlon, the makeup company, was using her as a spokesperson for their makeup.
How does a soup company sponsor a figure skater?
She's a figure skater.
Could you imagine that? You know, you come off the rink. You know what I like? I like a good tomato soup after a good skate. And then, there's this whole little
Probably
video.
about how they did the commercials. When she gets cold to her core, Nancy Kerrigan eats chicken noodle soup with a grilled cheese sandwich. She should have gotten something from the grilled cheese people. But that's okay. So we have our one character, Nancy Kerrigan. Ice Princess. Beautiful. The kind of girl you want to bring home to meet Mama. Over mashed potatoes and gravy and corn and cream corn and all this stuff. And meatloaf, you bring home Nancy Kerrigan because she's that girl. We love her, love her, love her. Heir apparent in the skating world. Character 1. Character 2, not so much. Character 2 from Portland, Oregon, it's Tonya Harding. Ladies and gentlemen, Tonya. Smaller woman, much more stout in physique, dishwater blonde hair, had one of those resting faces that was a bee resting face. Just looked like she was going to kick your butt, okay? Tonya comes from a broken home, which a lot of people come from broken homes. Hers, actually, the roof had caved in. No. I'm just kidding. She lived with her mom.
Now, if she came from the animal kingdom, what would she be?
She would be a hyena. She would look like a hyena and behave like a hyena. She was her family was really poor, really, really bad. I think Mom was married 5 times, okay? Mom is extraordinarily abusive, both physically and mentally. Mom actually paid for Tonya to have her little lessons at the public skating rink. And Tonya always felt like she was less than. The world was always kind of biting her. Victimization, that's a word you like to use with someone like Tonya Harding. She continuously felt like the world was against her. But one thing that Tonya did have was she had tremendous physical ability as a skater. She was never as polished, ever, as Nancy. She never looked as graceful on the ice as Nancy. But Tonya could do, really the third character in our story, is the triple axel. Tonya Harding could do a triple axel and land it. No one else in the world could do that. And it vaulted her right up into the same status as Nancy, okay? So Tonya, where do I have this in my notes? I know I have it somewhere, by golly, because it's like super important. Tonya, in the 1992 Winter Olympics, 2 years before Lillehammer, had finished 4th in those Olympic Games.
What medal do you get for 4th?
You get the AB, the almost bronze. They don't put it around your neck, they just mail it to you. But anyway, we were talking about Tonya Harding. So Tonya, God bless her, has this idea of victimization. She and Nancy now are going to become the heir apparents to go to Lillehammer in 1994. The establishment loved Nancy. Tonya was always going to be the other girl.
Yeah.
Nancy had the endorsements. Nancy had earned money. She was going to earn money because she was Nancy. Tonya had no endorsements. I think George Steinbrenner's Yankees had given her like $10,000 because she was Tonya. Other than that, she's got nobody backing her. But she was smart. She got rid of her mom, finally, this abusive, overbearing, mean-spirited woman, and she hurried up and married a man named Jeff Gillooly. Jeff Gillooly is important, okay? Jeff Gillooly is incredibly important because he's Italian. No, I'm just kidding, okay? Not important because he's Italian. Jeff does to Tonya what her mother had done, and other things, okay? But Jeff was also physically and mentally abusive to Tonya, so she just traded one hell for a fresh, different hell with Jeff Gillooly, but at least she felt like Jeff Gillooly loved her.
Okay.
Are you with me so far,
Yeah, I'm
Greg?
picking that up.
You have no knowledge of this case.
None.
That's one of the fun parts of this podcast, is you don't really know anything about what happens.
No.
Jeff sees Tonya for what she is. He sees her as his meal ticket. Jeff doesn't have a job. He's unemployed. Jeff has no future. He has no life, but he has Tonya.
Yeah.
And if she wins a gold medal in 1994, they're set.
Yes.
A gold, you don't get money for a gold medal, but you'll get the endorsements that come with it.
Yes.
And she can do the triple axel, which is his meal ticket, and he knows it. There's only one thing standing in their way. And what might that be?
No, she's Tonya. It's the other girl's name.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy.
Nancy, the tall, good-looking brunette. So, they had to plan. They had to scheme. I'm going to say they had to scheme, but that's not entirely true. So they've hatched this scheme, okay? I think it's Jeff and Tonya, but nobody can really prove it, okay? But by this point, Jeff is friends with a man named Sean. This is where it gets really interesting, by the way, okay? Jeff is friends with Sean. And Sean is one of these military spy guys, you know what I mean?
It's the 90s.
Yes.
Communism, all that, you know.
He's just a weird dude, okay? Big guy. Big, heavy-set fella. Looks like he couldn't chase you down a flight of stairs. But that's okay. Sean Eckhart becomes Tanya's bodyguard because he has a bodyguard company.
Yes.
He owns a bodyguard company. He has one client, Tonya Harding.
Yes.
Okay? So, but he's friends with Jeff Gillooly, and they get together. And you can just imagine this vacuum that we're like living in here. We have to beat Nancy. How do we beat Nancy? How are we going to beat Nancy? Oh my God, Nancy is so good. Wouldn't it be bad if Nancy had an accident? That would be horrible if Nancy wasn't able to compete in the Olympics. We could win a gold medal. And within this vacuum, they began to kind of come up with this idea of we can cut her Achilles tendon, There was even discussion of rubbing her out. I mean, it's just so farcical.
Yeah.
Okay, but what happened was, okay, Sean is friends with Jeff, and Sean has a friend named Derek, and Derek has a nephew named Shane. There, keep up, okay? Sean, Derek, Shane.
That's a lot of people.
That's
See, these things never work out when there's that many people.
And between the four of them, they might have put together a whole IQ of 100, all right? That's how smart these guys are. Now, Tonya was smart because she divorced Jeff.
Yeah.
She divorced Jeff well before the 1994 Olympics. Got away from Jeff. Yeah. Oh, my God, this guy's so abusive. Dated a couple of other guys, decided they sucked, and went back with Jeff. Oh. So she's now living with her ex-husband in this romantic relationship they're having, and Jeff is hatching this scheme to get her the gold medal so that they're all set for the rest of their lives. Stay with me. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Follow the money, baby. So Sean Eckhart is going to have a meeting. He's going to have a meeting at his home. Well, no. He has this bodyguard business. Don't forget, he's starting with one client, Tonya Harding.
Yeah.
Out of his office, which is in his mom and dad's house. I kid you not, straight up, that's where it's at. You go upstairs and to the right to his room, and that's where his office is.
That's his offices.
That's where it's at. There's a small desk in there. It probably had a place for Play-Doh. I don't know. But anyway, so they all go in. Jeff Gillooly, Shane Stant, Derek Smith, and Sean Eckhart. But Sean's kind of got a whole card there because he's recording the whole thing. Is that not amazing? The double crossers are double crossing the double crossers. It's really cute. So he has this recording thing, and they're discussing, how do we get rid of Nancy? What do we do with Nancy? And they come up with this idea that if Jeff Gillooly can get $6,500 to Sean, Sean will hire the other two of her in the room, Derek Smith and Shane Stant, to take out Nancy.
Yeah.
What they're going to do is they're going to injure her right leg, her landing leg, so she can't compete in the Olympic trials, therefore she cannot go to the Olympics. Therefore, Tonya can go to the Olympics and she can win the gold medal.
Yeah.
This is the way this is going to happen. These lame-brain idiots are up here pondering this, recording the whole thing. Okay?
Geniuses.
That's how smart they are. So they do come up with this plan. They hatch the scheme. Now we have Nancy Kerrigan, who is in Detroit at Coho Arena, dancing. And, of course, Mr. Shane Stant has now got a 21-inch telescopic baton.
What's a telescopic baton?
It is one that he bought it for $59.
I know what a baton is.
Army. Yes. This is one that's like 6 inches long, but when you snap it, it comes out full length.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Well, not big, but metal. Hard metal. So he's waiting. She's practicing. And there's reporters there. They're actually, by this point in Nancy Kerrigan, they're actually recording her practices. Oh my God, there's news people there. Recording her practices. She looks beautiful. She's coming off the ice. She's in this white, beautiful little princess outfit. Walks down the hallway. And of course, this wonderful guy, Shane, follows her. She stops to talk to somebody in the hallway. He flops out this telescopic baton, reaches back like a baseball player, Barry Bonds style, and whacks her right above her right knee, and that's the sound that you hear on the audio.
Okay.
The recording people ran down the hallway and immediately got to her, and they're recording her as she's screaming, "Why?"
Now, he only hit her once?
He hit her one time.
Now, hear me out. If I'm this guy, I've been paid $6,000. I mean, that's not a ton of money to commit a whack on someone.
No.
But, I mean, you still, you have pride in your work.
It's important when you're a crook to hold yourself to a higher level.
Yeah, hold yourself to a standard.
Would you have hit her twice, 3 times?
Listen, here's what I'm saying.
Broke her leg off, amputation, what?
What I'm saying is, that guy went back, he did the old baseball, smack back. Like, he never came up with the golf swing.
No, he didn't have
You gotta practice all your sports, baseball, golf, and then you gotta hit it with the football and curve stomp.
So you would have hit her like 4 times.
I'm saying 3, 4. Now listen, I've never hit a woman,
right.
But like, he's hitting the woman if I'm him. He just didn't do it like that. He has to separate himself from the thugs, okay?
Oh, okay, so he wasn't an ordinary thug using a jackknife to bash some woman's knee in.
Yeah.
He wanted to be above that.
Yeah, you gotta hold yourself to a higher standard.
If you've never seen a picture of Shane looks like the guy that ate your cat. Okay, this guy's a bodybuilding martial arts guy.
Yes.
So I'm sure that one whack was substantial, right above her right knee. Any lower, he'd have broke her kneecap. Any above her, he'd have broke her thigh bone. But he didn't. He just bruised the heck out of her.
But wouldn't he want to break one of those things?
Well, I don't think they wanted to actually break. They just wanted her not to be able to compete. I mean, they had morals.
They had morals.
Well, criminals have to have morals, too. I mean, how far are you going to go? For $6,500, you're lucky if I'll smack around the butt as I go by.
Yeah.
For $6,500, I don't got a bed for $6,500. But this guy, of course, is jackknifing her on the thigh. Anyway, so now he races down this long hallway to go out the exit door and get in the vehicle with his uncle, Derek Smith, right?
Yes.
When he gets to the door, guess what? It's locked with a chain.
It's locked?
You idiot. So he literally has to go through the like window in the door to get out, to get in the thing, to get the heck out of town, right?
Okay.
So he's gone. She's on the floor. Tonya and Jeff are like in Portland.
Yeah.
Okay, lounging around bed or whatever the hell they're doing. So they're in the clear. But of course, Mr. Eckhart, Sean Eckhart, the guy who orchestrated the whole thing, can't keep his mouth shut. It's like 15 minutes later, he's calling people, guess what we did? Oh my God, did you see the news? Because it's on the news everywhere. They're like breaking into broadcasts and stuff, showing Kerrigan screaming, why? It's just the most amazing thing. And America was already somewhat riveted on this whole Olympic thing coming up in 1994, the Olympic trials. But now, oh my God, the sensationalization of all of this, are you kidding me? It was like, this is tabloid stuff.
Yeah.
Certainly not figure skating stuff.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
So within like 2 days of this attack, Tonya, of course, she's skating, and people are asking, hey, Tonya, you got anything to do with the Kerrigan? No, of course not.
Why would I?
But then, of course, immediately, Sean, who's her bodyguard, is implicated. And, of course, he gives up Shane and Derek, who are also implicated. Yeah. These fools flew to Detroit, checked in using a visa in their own names.
Oh, God.
They are really bright guys. Rented the car in their own names. That's how bright these guys are. There's like not security cameras in 1994 looking. Oh, kidding. So all of a sudden, this is all swimming around Tonya.
Yeah.
Who can do the triple axel? That's her punch card. Then the Olympic Committee in America says, Nancy, you poor thing. You poor thing. What we're going to do is, since you can't skate because you have that like swollen leg, we're going to put you on the Olympic team because we think you would have been there.
Yeah.
We think you were good enough to be there, so we're going to take you because you were attacked.
Yeah.
And P.S., Tonya, you're being implicated. People are saying that you did something really, really bad, and you're going in front of a grand jury, so we're not going to put you on the team.
Yeah.
And Tonya goes, excuse me, no, I'm going to Lillehammer. Because she wants to win the gold, right?
Yeah.
So she's going to go to Lillehammer. And they say, sorry, Tonya, you're staying here. Don't get on the plane. And she says, that's fine. My lawyer will be in touch. I'm going to sue you for $25 million.
Yeah.
And she'll probably win.
Yeah.
Well, crap. So now you've got to put Tonya on the plane. So you've got Tonya and Nancy both going to Lillehammer to compete in the Olympics.
Yes.
Here you are. Now we're in the Olympics. Gazillion reporters. Nobody cares about anybody. Nobody cares about the skiing, the hockey, the curling. Which
now wait, where is this happening?
Lillehammer, Norway.
Have you never? There's an actual TV show on Netflix called Lillehammer.
Is it good?
It's good.
I've never heard of it.
I enjoyed it.
Lillehammer sounds like a girl I knew in high school. I can't remember, but she was really fun.
It's a great show. It takes place in Lillehammer.
Coffee is good. So anyway, I have to continue my story. This is so exciting. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
You're going to hear how the story ends. So here we go. These two get there. Everyone's following them around because they're the whole story, the whole toast of the town. Tabloid news. And now all of a sudden, the Olympic Committee has decided that the teams, the skating teams, have to practice together. So on the ice, you are going to have Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding at the same time.
I wonder who do you got your money on, okay?
I had $50 on Tanya's head.
Yeah, $50.
If they had met in the middle, Tonya would have whooped her. Oh, it'd have been bad, especially with that bad leg that Nancy had. But anyway, it was incredible. Everyone, there are like a gazillion reporters covering this, waiting for these two to get, and they just ignored each other the whole time.
Yeah.
It's kind of smart. But Nancy made sure she wore the white outfit that she had wore when she was attacked.
Yeah.
And everybody saw that, and they were like, aha! That's one in your face, right?
Yeah.
So now we get to skate. Nancy goes out and skates the most brilliant skating. Oh my God, she was gorgeous. Oh my God, mama mashed potatoes. Oh my God, this girl is so pretty. And she wins the silver.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, how could she win the silver? She was attacked. What is wrong with these judges? Why they don't give her the gold? Why don't they give her the gold, Gigi? They should have given her the gold. She don't get the gold, right?
Yes.
She gets the silver. Which means that she's the what?
Second place.
Second best skater out of 6 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
She's number 2.
Although who really skates, but, continue.
Well, it's important, Grant.
It's important.
So anyway, then Tonya has to come up. Now, this dumpster fire that is Tonya Harding, this victim, this person that is continuously, if it could go wrong, it goes wrong.
Yes.
And typically she makes it go wrong. She's a self-destructive little person, right? Well, now she has to skate. She's going to do her triple axels, and she's going to take her. This is before Nancy won the silver, obviously. They're still competing.
Yeah.
She's in the hallway putting on her skates. They call her name to come onto
She's
the ice.
putting on her skates in the hallway.
As they're getting ready for her to perform.
Oh, God.
Now they have a problem. There's an equipment malfunction.
Oh, God.
They can't get the skate to lace. So now she's like, I don't know, 7 minutes past her time. They're going to disqualify her.
Yeah.
She finally gets her skates on, takes to the ice. The people applaud. She goes for like 30 seconds and stops. And nobody does this. Nobody. It's like in the second.
You can't call a timeout in the Olympics.
Thank you. In the second round of a prize fight, you don't go, time out, time, hold on, I got to cut right here. It doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
She stops. Now her mascara is running all down her face. Makeup is going to crap because she's bawling like a little girl peed herself on the playground, right?
Yeah.
Goes over to the scorer's table, chucks her, her leg up onto the table. It shows them where the laces broke on her skate.
Yeah.
It is the most amusing TV you'll ever see. This porch of just train wrecking in front of the whole world. They let her skate off. Now they get her a new shoelace, put it in her skates, bring her back out. She doesn't do either of the triple axels she was supposed to have been doing.
Oh.
She finishes 8th in the competition. She's completely distraught, but then she has to admit, because of course Jeff Gillooly, Sean, Shane, and Derek have all implicated her.
Yeah.
She was here from the very beginning. It was her idea. Nay. Now she has to come out because she had already spoken to the grand jury and lied. And now she has to admit to the whole world she wasn't in on the planning. She's not part of the conspiracy, but she's complicit. She knew about what had happened and didn't tell anybody.
Yes.
She knew something had happened and that Jeff was involved in it. So she actually, the other 4 actually get jail time. They actually serve prison time.
Yes.
She got a obscene amount of money fine and 500 hours of community service. And the ruining of her reputation for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
When the Olympics end, Nancy Kerrigan comes back. She finishes silver, 2nd place, and yet she gets a ton of endorsements.
Obviously.
She's still America's darling. Even though on the podium, when she was going to get the silver, she was heard saying disparaging remarks about the girl that won the gold, which cost her a little, but not as much as it could have.
Yeah.
She winds up making a boatload of money off of her fame. Tonya is, the Olympic Committee in the U.S. said that she wasn't allowed to skate anymore.
Banned her.
She's banned. Banned for life. And nobody who's a part of their skating
empire,
there you go, is allowed to skate with her. So the only thing that Tonya does well, she can no longer do to make money.
Yeah.
So Tonya, for the rest of her life, I mean, she actually boxed. She could have been a wrestler in Japan, but she chose not to do that. She was on ETV's, whatever show it was she was on. But Tonya has kind of been marginalized by this whole freaking deal with Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
But it made for like the best TV in 1994 for probably 3 weeks. Every news broadcast started out with the latest on the Tonya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan story. And now you know more about it, as it's a part of history. Today, Tanya's remarried. She lives in Vancouver, Washington with her husband. Her name is Tonya Price, and she's still a train wreck.
Obviously.
Kerrigan married, I think, her agent, has a nice family, lives in New England, and has your picture portrait at Christmas with everybody in front of a tree.
Of course.
There is your story. There is episode 1. That was outstanding.
Episode 1, season 1.
I'm sorry. Episode 1, season 1, Tonya and Nancy. Now you know the whole story. Next time we're going to do... Oh, that's right. I can't tell you until we're ready to do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day.